mic, so I'm hoping that you guys will be able to tell the difference between my voice, because I'm using the new mic, and I feel really weird about it because I've never used this mic before. I got it in Amazon Prime deal for like 20 bucks, so I don't know if it's actually going to sound better or not, because I've never tried using wireless mics before, so I'm kind of just curious as to whether or not I'll be able to pick up on the sound quality or not. So I'm hoping that they work well, but who knows. Anyhow, today I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm not as active on my YouTube channel as much as I used to be, and the reason for that is simple: work. Work creeps into every part of your life, and every coworker that I talk to is incredibly, what would I say? What would be the proper word? Overwhelmed, if not downright stressed out of their minds. And when you start seeing everyone you know leaving, and then you get a phone call in the afternoon about a very important person who was ushered out, but she wouldn't give me a source. When I asked her, she sent me a picture of Donald Trump giving one of his speeches. So I think that's telling. If people don't want to divulge their sources when they get like really good stuff, I don't know what you call it, corporate gossip, I guess you'd call it. And the fact is that I know she doesn't have a lot of friends. In fact, I'm probably one of her only friends, and I think that's what makes it even more difficult, is that when she talks to me, I know she doesn't have a lot of friends outside of work, because when it was her birthday, she hung out with someone that hadn't worked here in 6 months. And so I knew that meant that her scope of friends is very small. She's probably one of those girls who's nearly 30 already, and is her mom's her best friend. That's how some people are. It's like they quite literally don't have anyone to talk to, and their family's their only friends. I've met quite a few girls that did a lot of the classic like milestones of life, like going to a concert or doing something, and that you would normally do with your friends, but they ended up doing it with their mom. Or one of my favorite questions to ask a new lady person that I meet, because I don't really know any men. I don't. Actually, in fact, the other day I was at the shopping mall with my acquaintance, and she said, "MillennialSteam, you would make a really good girl." Like, and I told her, it's like, you know what? I think you're right. I enjoy spending all of my time with women, and I don't like men. So I think I'd make a perfect lesbian, which most men would say. In fact, yesterday I went to go get coffee with one of the girls, and they looked at the girl in the drive-thru, and she goes, "MillennialSteam, that's your type right there, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is. Blonde hair, blue eyes, pretty, skinny." And then she started poking at me. She started to, like, giving me an elbow in the ribs. It's like, "Ask her out." And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. That girl would never go out with a guy like me." And she kept insisting. And the worst part is the girl in the drive-thru could hear her. It's like, "Ask her out." I'm like, "No, I can't." It's like, "You really like her?" It's like, "Yes." There's a lot of things I really like money, and like a nice place to live, and like a halfway decent job. There's a lot of things we all want in this world that we're never going to get. And the chances of me getting a coffee girl, not a chance. In fact, when we were pulling up to the coffee spot, she looks over at a girl that got out of her car to walk up to the window and order, and she pointed at her. It's like, that's your type, MillennialSteam. And I'm like, yes, it is. Amazonian is definitely my type. Tall, beefy, yeah. Pink. For some reason, if you guys don't know this, from all of my thumbnails, my favorite color of skin is pink. Not white, not beige, but pink. So let's see if you guys are talking in the comment section. All right. Ooh, pigs can't fly. Hit the like. Thanks. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Can you guys tell that I'm using a mic? Let me know in the comment section right now if you guys can tell that I'm using a mic. Because sometimes I don't know, but I see everywhere I look on YouTube, you see people talking into these little tiny boxes, right? Even if they're holding the camera and they're staring right at the camera, they're holding these little tiny boxes in their hands and they're talking into it like a super tiny microphone. Can't tell. Okay, thanks. Sounds good. Thank you. Well, they're not the best ones. So I found these on, if you guys haven't been to Ben's Bargains, they usually post all of, basically it's an Amazon yard sale. And it was the last day of Prime last week, and I saw these little mics, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to buy the DJI ones, because that's an overkill for a person that may not actually use these, because I have never had any need for using a mic, because if I'm live streaming from the park, I'm just talking straight to my phone. I'm looking at the comment section. Basically, I'm focused on my phone, not the sound quality. But as you guys can tell, my podcasts are actually built with the Shure $400 mic. So, and I had to upgrade to that, not because my Yeti, my Blue Yeti was bad, but because the software wasn't compatible. I wanted to keep using the Logitech gaming software since Logitech bought them, and every time I installed the Logitech software, it destroyed my sound settings. So I had to replace that mic with something, I would say something significantly better. Shure mics are probably, they're the mic that you see in any professional podcast, because that's the kind of audio they want to get. Because your audio in a podcast is everything. You got bad audio, and that's what you guys were complaining about, the audio being terrible on my channel in those few months, and it wasn't the mic. The stupid Logitech software just overrides everything, and therefore you can't use any alternative software. Ooh, Magco, hello. You guys have any idea what I should do for MillennialSteam's 20th anniversary on YouTube? I can't believe, every time I think about it, I've been on YouTube for 20 years, guys. Not a lot. Like, I'm the old school YouTuber, man. Like, I still remember what YouTube looked like in 2006. 2006. That seems like such a long time ago. Might have been the last time I had a real date, too. 2006. MillennialSteam appears on YouTube and has no idea what he's doing. So for the 20th anniversary, I'd like to give away some memberships, chit-chat with you guys for a while. I'm not sure what day the 19th is. I think I should probably take a day off for the 19th, since it's such a special day. It's a huge milestone for any YouTuber to be on this platform for 2 freaking decades. Like, there are YouTube channels that are bigger than mine that I go and I look, and they're quite literally a few weeks old and they have more subscribers than I do. Too bad YouTube takes down your account over petty reasons. I'd like to go back to 20-year-old videos. I would too. Honestly, I would love to watch me fumble around, because it takes a long time. And this is what I hear from all of the people, acquaintances and people I randomly meet on the street who are interested in doing a YouTube channel, is that they can't get past like feeling uncomfortable talking into a camera. Like, it takes a long time and a very specialized skill set in order to learn to be a YouTuber. You just don't wake up one morning and wow, you're a YouTuber. No, it takes, you got to find a niche, and that's what I heard for years while I was doing YouTube is that you got to find a niche, and then you got to grow with that niche, and you got to find people who want to listen to you. Like, I have no idea why you guys listen to me, other than I'll go back and watch my own videos, and I'm freaking hilarious. Yesterday I was driving to work and I was listening to my own video, and I was laughing so hard at the stupid things that I say. Because if you guys have, most of you of course will never meet me in real life, but I'm a pretty funny guy, and when I'm with someone, my intention always is to make them laugh. And I think that's kind of one of the things that makes a lot of women be interested in talking to me. It's like, I always make sure that they're having a good time and that they're laughing, regardless of what it does. Like, I could be saying anything right now, and my intention would always be to make certain that you're laughing, because that's just kind of always been my personality. It's like, in fact, I was talking to one of my coworkers yesterday who's also just as hilarious as I am, right? I was telling him yesterday, I was like, you know what? You missed your calling in life. You should have been a comedian. And I'm like, as one comedian to another comedian, you make me laugh. And if you can make me laugh nonstop while I talk to you on the phone, that means you're really, really good and funny and would be very well received in a comedy act. And he just kind of smirked at me and he's like, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think I would be good at making people laugh, because being funny isn't something that you just wake up one day again and say, oh, look, I'm funny. No, it takes a long time to develop your voice to be funny. Anyhow, guys, I'm at work. It's time for Pound Town to take a hold of me. Gotta assume the position. Remember, don't let them see you cry. I'll talk to you guys later.